Across this 73-year-old man on this app who said he screwed up his retirement. He said he didn't save enough. He didn't put enough aside. He said that now he's not able to retire with dignity. He's not able to go where he wants. He's not able to eat what he wants. He's not able to sit in a house that isn't cold in the winter and isn't hot in the summer. He said that even with cutting all the corners that he's been doing, he would run out of money within the next 4 to 5 years. So what is he doing now? His wife went back to work.
Welcome to the Common Sense Philosophy channel. Today's title is When the Money Runs Out. When the money runs out. You hear it all the time. People say there's just not enough money at the end of the month. Somehow there's more month than money. There's more week than money. I remember two people would budget and they would say, hey, we got to say how much money we can spend today. Cause some people want to smoke cigarettes. They like to get their little cold beer after work and all that. So they'll have to figure out those things and it never adds up. It never adds up. I just put a video talking about the poverty line is at 140,000. Most people don't know nobody that's making 140,000. You might know a couple, but that's not that's not the majority of most people. So when you start to look at it from that level of just working, and that's the poverty line, well, what happens when you get to retirement? Everybody's talking more about retirement now because most people are headed that way. And now when you think about it, it's like, if it's 140,000 just in your day-to-day life, and this is when you're actually producing, when you have a high income, what happens once you don't have that income? You're not working that job no more. You don't have that career no more. You have retired out of it. You're not, because you're tired of it and now you're retired. So what now? How do you formulate your life at that point? This is how we got to start thinking about this. Like, what exactly are we going to be doing if you don't have this stuff set up? You got your grandparents, you got your parents, you got your kids, you got you got your friends, you got your brothers, you got your sisters, nieces, nephews. How does this exactly play out? If 140,000 is the poverty line, then you retire. If you have a pension, which I don't think most people are carrying pensions no more. I think that's almost out of there. So how does that work? It's mind boggling, when you just stop and think about it. All these retirement parties and all these things that you see happening, you're wondering, what exactly are you guys doing? How do you think this is all going to play out? What is your real outlook at this? Have you really thought about it? Or is this just something that comes up and just slides on down the road? I've been noticing the health. People have really bad health. I don't know what's going on in your family, but when I look around my family and people that I know, there's a lot of people overweight, a lot of people moving a little slow. There's a lot of Ozempic. There's a lot of prayer warriors, oil being rubbed. There's all type of stuff going on, but nobody's dealing with their actual health. And you hear more about people getting these splints in their heart. Their diabetes is going crazy. People call it the sugar. There's all these things happening, and you're wondering, how is this all going to play out when Big Mama can't move no more? When Big Papa can't move no more? What are you guys going to get a chair in a corner of your house? We talking hospice? What are we talking about? In every holiday or event, there's all this dead carcasses just on the table. Nobody wants to eat no fruit and vegetables. Nobody want to drink no water, right? So we're dealing with something a little different in our life today. It's a new life. It's a new day. It's a new life. And people are living longer. So even if you're talking about Social Security and all this, people are living longer. They're talking about expanding that. It's called the Black Lottery disability. That ain't enough to cover one person. I was talking to an older person, and they have disability, and they're saying they need to get with another person with disability, put their money together to get a place. But the problem is they're not supposed to live together. So I was like, what? So I don't even understand that. It's like people with felonies can't come together. I don't know. But hey, thanks for coming by and check out the channel, Common Sense Philosophy. Give me a like and subscribe on your way out. I appreciate it. We're going to keep coming with these videos and keeping you updated, all right? Thank you for your time. Yep.
Came across this 73-year-old man on this app who said he screwed up his retirement. He said he didn't save enough. He didn't put enough aside. He said that now he's not able to retire with dignity. He's not able to go where he wants. He's not able to eat what he wants. He's not able to sit in a house that isn't cold in the winter and isn't hot in the summer. He said that even with cutting all the corners that he's been doing, he would run out of money within the next 4 to 5 years. So what is he doing now? His wife went back to work. He's back at work. He's selling stuff on this here app. He's doing whatever he can so that he doesn't end up destitute. I am not trying to kick that man while he's down. There's a lot of things that he can do now that he knows he didn't do back in the day, but there's some stuff that he can do now to turn the ship around. But what's most important is I want you to look at it as a cautionary tale. This is an opportunity for you to figure out how you can get your situation together so that you don't end up in the same boat that this 73-year-old man is in at this current time. So do yourself a favor. Start looking at your money. Start figuring out how you can make more money and put some of that money aside so that it'll make money for you. This is the time when you can do it. The younger you are, the better it is for you to start. But even if you're 30, 40, 50, even 60, you can make a change right now.
To retire 5 years ago because of a severe illness. And during that time of my illness, it ate up all my savings. And so I went into retirement with no money. My credit cards were maxed out. I was buried in credit card debt. And the worry and the stress of how we were going to pay our bills was overwhelming. You know, if you feel like that because you're out of work, because you've struggled, because your retirement isn't paying you enough, your social isn't enough, well, listen, I found a program that's working. You know, I did a couple of MLMs and some other stuff, but they didn't work for me.
Is that more than half of Americans are already behind on their retirement savings. So you only right, man. Let's discuss where you are to see if you're on pace for behind. By age 30, you want to have 1 times your annual salary. At age 40, you want to have 3 times your annual salary. By the time you get to age 50, you want to have 6 times your annual salary saved and tucked away and obviously invested. By the time you get to age 60, you want to have 8 times your salary. And by age 67, you want to have 10 times your annual salary. I know it sounds like a lot, but here's why these numbers matter. Because when you retire, you still got to cover housing, healthcare, food, and a little bit of traveling. So basically your entire lifestyle, you got to still be able to fund this without a paycheck coming in. And as a matter of fact, when you actually think about your lifestyle, another way to think about your retirement is you got to ask yourself, how much are my annual expenses? So therefore think rent, mortgage, food, etc. Whatever that number is, you could then multiply that by 25 times. So say, look, if you want to still keep living comfortably, you'll need a nest egg that is going to be able to generate income for the rest of your life. Sad truth is that more than half of Americans are already behind on their retirement savings.